this discussion is a recap of the video I did earlier. You'll find it in the list of how to train getting root. Okay, I didn't make myself clear enough, I don't think, but remember what I said about it's the outside of the foot that is parallel, and that when you're looking down and when you're first standing like this, you'll feel like you're pigeon-toed. Watch that other video. But when you get your feet spread apart, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then the heel kicks out, and you can use a square, a framing square, or the tile on the floor to get it right at first, and then, you know, it'll become second nature eventually. Okay, but once you have that, you just lean forward and down. It's like you're putting your weight down into the knees. Now, if your knees start to hurt, you're doing something wrong. Okay, and it is easy to hurt your knees here. Okay, so pay very close attention to the detail. You just drop the weight down forward, and you should feel all the stretch in the ankles and lower calf. You shouldn't feel any pressure in the knees at all. The back is up straight, like somebody's pulling you up, and the only reason your feet is touching the ground is because they're holding you close enough to it. That expands the spine, drops the hip, raises. Okay, and just hold it. You can put your hands here, you can put them here, you can even hold them out here. A lot of times holding the hands out for these things is good for balance. And when you hold this exercise, do it for 2 minutes, take a minute break. 2 minutes, take a minute break. Do 3 sets, and then work your way up slowly every couple of days, add a couple minutes. You're reconstructing your ankles. And the first time I did it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and my ankles, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? You know, it went away quick, but I don't want you to suffer it. So that's important. And it's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to persevere and keep with this practice, and you'll start to feel it. And then when you work up to about where you can hold it steady for 5 minutes or so, when you come up, just come up, but don't straighten the knees, and hold it for another 5 or 10 minutes if you can. If you can do that same stance, but don't drop into the knees, just bend the knees a little bit. It's like they call it horse riding stance, because it's literally like your feet are in a stirrup on a horseback and you're riding a horse. Okay, so that might help to understand a little better. But get in that stance, bend the knees. When you look down, you should just barely not be able to see the tip of your toes. That's the position. If you can see your whole foot, you're too far back. You want to balance your weight between the ball of the feet and the heel of the feet, with just the tiniest little bit of weight further forward, but solid connection between heel and ball. Okay? If you're too far forward with this, you'll ruin your knees. Alright, when you're doing this one, it's different, the rooting one, if you do it right. But when you're doing this one, if you're too far forward, you can ruin your knees. Okay, but this one here, hold it. If you can hold it for 10 minutes, your legs will start to shake. Try to relax and let that happen. That's your chi building, your vital internal energy kicking in. Okay, and the more you do it, the stronger you're going to get. All right, and then when you hold it for 10 or 15 minutes and you come up, and then you might find that you have to squeeze down here. You're like, ooh, it feels really good. It's like, oh, that's the energy coming up into this section here. And it happens. You'll experience it if you do it right and you persevere through this exercises. All right, I'm skipping this too long. Questions for the comment box, I'll answer them all. Peace.